Break out the coffee.
Well, it's in your saddlebag.
Get it? All right.
If you love classic Western movies, big stars, dusty Texas landscapes, and behind-the-scenes Hollywood stories, you're in the right place. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the Comancheros, the 1961 Western adventure starring John Wayne and Stuart Whitman. At first glance, this movie looks like a simple good versus evil frontier story. But behind the horses, guns, and saloons, there's a surprising amount of drama, history, and hidden details that most fans never hear about. If you enjoyed uncovering these hidden facts about the Comancheros, 1961, hit like, subscribe to Hollywood-era history, and turn on notifications for more classic Western stories. From last-minute casting changes to dangerous stunts and personal struggles on set, the Comancheros has a story just as interesting as the movie itself. So let's uncover 20 hidden facts about the Comancheros, 1961, that you probably never knew. Fact 1. The movie was based on a best-selling novel. A lot of people think the Comancheros was written straight for the screen, but it actually started as a popular novel. The movie is based on the 1952 book The Comancheros by author Paul I. Wellman. Wellman was known for writing detailed Western stories that mixed action with history, and his books were often favorites among Hollywood producers. The novel had more political themes and deeper character backstories than what made it into the film. When the studio decided to turn the book into a movie, they simplified the story to focus more on action, romance, and star power. Still, many of the film's key ideas like corruption on the frontier and secret criminal networks come directly from a book. Fact 2. John Wayne was not the first choice. It's hard to imagine anyone other than John Wayne playing Texas Ranger Jake Cutter, but he was not the first actor considered. Early on, the studio looked at other big-name Western stars before Wayne became officially attached. At the time, Wayne was extremely busy and also very selective about his roles. Once he read the script, though, he liked the mix of action and moral conflict. Wayne also liked that his character wasn't perfect and had to deal with personal mistakes. By the time filming started, Wayne fully committed to the role and helped shape the final version of Jake Cutter's personality. Fact 3. This was one of John Wayne's physically toughest roles. By 1961, John Wayne was already in his mid-50s and Westerns were taking a physical toll on him. The Comancheros required a lot of horseback riding, fist fights, and long days outdoors. Wayne suffered from ongoing health issues during production, including pain from old injuries and early signs of serious illness that would later affect his life. Despite this, he refused to slow down. Crew members later said Wayne almost never complained and insisted on doing scenes, even when he was clearly exhausted. His tough guy image wasn't just acting, it was real. Fact 4. Stuart Whitman's role was expanded at the last minute. Stuart Whitman played Paul Regret the gambler on the run who teams up with John Wayne's character. Originally, Regret's role was smaller and less important to the story. But during production, the filmmakers realized Whitman had strong chemistry with Wayne. Audiences liked the contrast between Wayne's lawman and Whitman's smooth-talking outlaw. Because of this, the script was adjusted to give Regret more screen time and more heroic moments. This change helped make the movie feel like a true two-man adventure instead of a one-star show. Fact 5. The title Comancheros has a dark meaning. The word Comancheros sounds exciting, but its meaning is pretty grim. In the movie, Comancheros are criminals who secretly sell guns and supplies to the Comanche tribe. This illegal trade fuels violence and chaos along the frontier. The title reflects the idea that the real villains aren't always the people you see fighting on screen. Instead, they're the hidden criminals making money from conflict. This theme was actually pretty bold for its time and added a layer of realism to what might otherwise have been a simple Western adventure. Fact 6. Filming took place in extremely dangerous conditions. Much of the Comancheros was filmed outdoors in Texas and nearby locations. The weather was brutal, with intense heat during the day and cold nights. Actors and crew members had to deal with dust storms, wild animals, and uneven terrain. Horses slipped, wagons broke, and people got injured. Safety rules were far less strict than they are today. So many scenes were genuinely dangerous. Several crew members later said it was one of the hardest shoots they had ever worked on. Fact 7. Many stunts were performed without doubles. In modern movies, stunt doubles handle most dangerous scenes. In the Comancheros, that was not always the case. John Wayne and Stuart Whitman performed many of their own stunts, including falls, fistfights, and horseback action. Wayne believed that doing his own stunts made scenes look more real. While this added authenticity, it also increased the risk of injury. Looking back, it's amazing that the production avoided any major accidents. Fact 8. The saloon scenes were shot over several weeks. The saloon scenes in the movie might look simple, but they took weeks to film. These scenes required dozens of background actors, carefully timed dialogue, and choreographed movement. Fights had to look chaotic, but still be safe. The same shots were often filmed over and over again to get the perfect balance of action and clarity. Because of the long filming schedule, the cast spent so much time together that they began to feel like a real traveling group, which helped their performances feel more natural. Fact 9. The film almost had a different ending. Early versions of the script had a darker ending. In those drafts, some characters didn't survive, and the tone was much more tragic. Studio executives worried that audiences wanted a more hopeful conclusion, especially in a John Wayne movie. Changes were made to give the story a clearer sense of justice and resolution. While some critics later felt the ending was too neat, it matched the expectations of early 1960s moviegoers and helped the film succeed at the box office. Fact 10. John Wayne helped rewrite his own dialogue. John Wayne was known for shaping his characters, and the Comancheros was no exception. He often adjusted his dialogue to sound more natural and less formal. Wayne believed that real Western men didn't speak like they were reading from a book. Several lines in the movie were rewritten on set, sometimes minutes before filming. This helped give Jake Cutter a more believable voice and made Wayne's performance feel relaxed and confident. Fact 11. The movie reflected real historical tensions. Although the Comancheros is fictional, it reflects real problems from 19th century Texas. Illegal trading, corrupt officials, and violence between settlers and Native American tribes were all part of frontier life. The movie hints at how greed and power struggles made these conflicts worse. While it doesn't fully explore every issue, it does show that the frontier was far more complicated than simple good versus evil stories. Fact 12. The female characters were stronger than they first appear. At first glance, the women in the Comancheros might seem like typical Western characters. But if you look closely, they play important roles in moving the story forward. They provide information, influence decisions, and challenge the male characters. For 1961 Western, this was actually fairly progressive. Their presence adds emotional depth and reminds viewers that frontier life affected everyone, not just the men with guns. Fact 13. The film's music was designed to feel subtle. Unlike some Westerns with loud, dramatic music, the Comancheros used a more restrained score. The music was meant to support the action without overpowering it. This helped create a realistic atmosphere and allowed dialogue and sound effects to stand out. The composer focused on mood rather than catchy themes, which gave the film a serious and grounded feel. Fact 14. Horses were treated as important cast members. Western films rely heavily on horses, and the Comancheros was no different. Trainers worked closely with the animals to make sure they responded well to gunfire crowds and fast movement. Some horses appeared in multiple scenes and were matched carefully with specific actors. John Wayne in particular was known for forming bonds with his horses and treating them with respect. Fact 15. The movie faced competition from changing tastes. By the early 1960s, audiences were starting to move away from traditional Westerns. Television Westerns were everywhere, and younger viewers wanted something new. The Comancheros arrived during this transition period. While it performed well, it also marked one of the last times classic Westerns dominated the box office. In hindsight, the movie represents the end of an era for Hollywood Westerns. Fact 16. John Wayne's character was more vulnerable than usual. Jake Cutter isn't the typical unstoppable John Wayne hero. He makes mistakes, doubts himself, and struggles with the consequences of his actions. This vulnerability made the character more human and relatable. Wayne intentionally leaned into this softer side, showing that even tough lawmen had emotional weight to carry. Fact 17. The movie was marketed heavily around John Wayne's image. Posters and trailers focused strongly on John Wayne, sometimes more than the story itself. Studios knew that Wayne's name alone could draw crowds. While this helped the movie's success, it also overshadowed the contributions of other cast members. Over time, critics have come to appreciate the ensemble nature of the film more than audiences did at the time. Fact 18. The film used real firearms and ammunition. Many of the guns used in the Comancheros were real, and blanks were fired on set. This made scenes louder and more intense, but also more dangerous. Safety procedures were basic compared to modern standards. Actors had to trust each other completely during gunfight scenes. Fact 19. Critics were divided when the film was released. When the Comancheros first came out, critics had mixed opinions. Some praised the action and performances, while others felt the story was too traditional. Over time, however, the film has gained appreciation as a solid example of classic Western filmmaking. Today, it's often viewed as one of John Wayne's more thoughtful late-career roles. Fact 20. The Comancheros became a Western time capsule. Today, the Comancheros is more than just a movie. It's a snapshot of early 1960s Hollywood, traditional Western values, and John Wayne's legacy. It shows the last strong wave of classic Western filmmaking before the genre changed forever. Watching it now feels like stepping into a different era of cinema, where stories were simple, characters were bold, and landscapes were wide open. And there you have it, 20 hidden facts about the Comancheros, 1961, that prove there's a lot more going on beneath the surface of this classic Western. Whether you're a lifelong John Wayne fan or just discovering old Hollywood movies, this film offers action, history, and behind-the-scenes stories worth knowing. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments which classic movie you want us to explore next. Until then, keep watching, keep learning, and keep loving great cinema.